Hello, everybody. I hope you had a very nice week. And today I will share with you the second part of this pack to free classes, English spoken for all colleagues and fellows all around the world. And well, today we are going to talk about two very interesting techniques. One of them I didn't discover, of course. I am talking about eutectic processes. Avril Ships is big master about this. And I don't know if she was the first one, but actually their works really shocked me at that time. And I followed her influence. So we are going to play a little with that eutectic. And I will add another technique that is, it belongs to the tutorial freak inclusions part 1, I think. And well, first I will start showing to you some samples that I have here in my hand, near of me. And I will share with you different kinds of results. Okay. First, I will show you something about that freaky salt inclusions. It's a very interesting procedure, depending on the colors that you can choose, and also about your own vision. It's a very funny procedure. And actually, it's a very anarchic tool, because it will happen something not unexpected, but different to any other thing that we can do with enamel, because we are going to go straight into the big mistake. I mean, using salt. This is about salt inclusion. And well, I will show you some more about our technique. In this case, it has a lot of meltings. So it has eutectic in some part and pure silver in another. This is another one that actually I reached some limit because copper was, it has a hole, couple of holes. I melted the copper too. It's a very interesting technique because two things will happen. In the first place, of course, we will reach a temperature, silver melting point. So obviously, silver will melt. And at the same time, the enamel is flowing too. So in this case, we are provoking a big, big mess called eutectic. That means two materials, in this case, enamel and silver, that are flowing at the same time. It's not so nice. So in this case, we can find very interesting reticulation in the metallic part that is not other thing that copper covered by silver. But the most interesting thing for me, I don't know if the most interesting, but it's something really to be observative. The color, because this flowing mass is acting on the enamels too. So it will change the color of our enamels. So that's what we will go into practice today. Well, in this case, it's something that it's really, really over melted. And I have to polish this in order to return silver color to the surface, but it's absolutely possible. I really forgot. Well, let's see. Okay. First of all, we are going to do the sample with salt, because there's a long time that I didn't do this, and it's so funny. So, well, I will take one circular copper rounded. I have here salt, but salt in grains. I have a mortar here too. So I will put some of it inside, and I will not convert it into powder. just a little, to avoid too big parts of salt. This is, as I don't know if I invented this. I never saw something like this in books or in magazines. But what I could observe is that obviously copper has salt has water inside, a lot of water. You know, salt absorbs water. And what will happen when we give fire to this little mess that we are going to do is that that water can't be evaporated. It will explode. Little explosion, nothing really dangerous. But we need to be absolutely careful. We need to take distance from the fire, and we need to be prepared to run. No, I'm kidding. I will show you. There could be many ways to start with it. I suggest, or I will work with opaque colors, opaque and contrast colors. Let me see. I can start with the salt on the copper, or could be first layer, then salt. So I will do something I will put first a layer of enamel. Well, I must find a way. Well, something like this. I will use one green enamel. It's a very bright, I mean, very vivid. And hard at the same time. It's from Argentina. It's not being fabricated anymore. I mean, it's an enamel, but it's not possible to find it now. But this is not the problem actually, because we can choose any kind of enamel. I will choose this green because it's too, I told you, vivid or something very, very like signal. You can't see this green. Well, then I have my grains of salt. And I will put something without actual pattern. They are too big, I know. Too big or too small, it's not so interesting. I mean, you can use salt in powder, but in this case, you need to do a little dot of many of that grains in order to produce volume. Well, I think that in this case should be more accurate to take off some of them that I am sure it will be too much. Well, you know that Dante, it's my web master son, because it's my son too, you know. And he is collecting your concerns, because the class structure is, I will do some samples here. And then we will pass to the questions. I will answer your questions. And this is how it will be. Okay, we have this green, but now I will use black, a little black. This is black from Soyer, but any black can be. I mean, I really don't know why I choose this. I just look at them and say, okay, can be. Now I am starting to convert this into something that starts to have movement. It's not flat anymore. Okay, and then all of this, I will put some red, but I will put some red that I will need to find it in. This is what we have till now. And I will go for my red. Red, red, red. This is one. Okay, I changed my mind. I will use Milton Bridge Tangerine 010808. And again, I will do like this. Okay. Perhaps it would need another layer, but we are ready to melt it. But first, I will prepare or sample using Eutectic. Okay. Let me see. I think that I will use this because as it has a border, well, I like it. I talk about every chip, full respect to her. And but what I discovered is that, at least for me, red transparent colors works very well with this. I will try with 2 Milton Bridge red transparents. One is Dusty Rose, and the other is Wine Red. That actually is from Shower, but is made by Milton Bridge. Okay, so I will lay the first part. And I will work something like in the previous example, meaning to try to create some gradient. So I put wine red, beautiful red, beautiful red. Just with that name, wine red, you can't avoid it. You know, Milton Bridge has a very interesting color that is called deep purple, you know, but he hasn't Pink Floyd, by example, or Tangerine Dream. Okay, and then I will put Dusty Rose, another beautiful color. Well, now we are ready to go to the torch and melt both of these. And then we will pass to second step. And if needed, third step, and so on. Well, well. Well, hope you are enjoying this class. Sorry, I will take a mate. You know, we used to drink this kind of tea. The ones who were in Argentina in the past knows what I am talking about. This is not just a tea, it's something to share. Last time it was impossible because we can't share even mate. But this is the real meaning of this friendship and sharing moments. It's a it's cultural thing. We don't used to drink vodka, by the way, perhaps beer. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I will change to the torch. Dante, please, if you can pin it. I will start with the fire. Well, not in this part, but in the next one, we would need to have a higher temperature. I have an oxygas here, but I will not use now. I will just do some some circus, and we'll use 2 torches and other tricks. Oh, I must mute. Dante, can you mute me, please? I forgot. Well, and the next one will be the one that will explode and will little grains will jump. Who knows where? So I will be careful, but nothing will happen actually. I always say we don't need to be fearful, to have some fear about processes, but I must say something. We need to be absolutely respectful about chemical substances. I will not work with lead oxides or a lot of things that are dangerous for our health. So in the box of the sure things, I think that it can fit in that. Well, I will mute myself. Well, here we are again. This is the first layer with those reds from Milton Bridge. Actually, they need more temperature, but it's not a problem because we are going to give it more temperature. And this is the first view of our strange combination. And it seems that I will continue. Actually, I need to see what is stacked and what is not. Perhaps the best way is to use stone. Well, as I can find my stone, I will use diamond line. Well, I think that we reached the point. Actually, it's very interesting just like this, but I think it's not permanent because I have many situations that can evolution during time. So what can we do? I think that I will continue with greens and warm colors like red. I will use this red, a very interesting red, old red. I think it's from some English factory in the past. And I will add another green. I will see which one. This one, yeah, this one that I like very much. It's green 12, but it's in fact it's verde 12, and you can find it in Spain. Well, again, I will clean a little more this. Okay. I will use the screen as I told you, but put it something like this. And no, I will do another thing. I will put some little grains more. Okay, now 2B. Okay. And continuing with this, we will use some scraps from silver. And then just put them on the surface. Perhaps we need to avoid too volumetric ones. It's not a law, but in our case, it will be more interesting to put not so big stuff and not so thin too, because silver foil is, I can put some silver foil, but it will have no consequences actually compared with another parts. But as we are playing, we can do everything we want. Let me get off this. I have some wire, but actually it's not 1000, it's not pure. And you know, well, the ones who practice with silver enamel on silver knows that if you don't use 1000, I mean pure silver, you will be you will have problems, especially with reds. And okay, this is something, and I will put just one more. We put this dot, but I really don't know. Perhaps it's melting between copper and silver, but it's something that that appear in my work. This one. Okay, so oops, we got both. Okay, and now to finish with the sorry, with the enamel, I need to finish this, and I will put the red that I told you. And let's see what happens. Okay. I am going to the torch. I will mute myself. Another thing that I must say before to giving fire to that pieces. In the case of Eutectic, I will need a temperature near 900 around Celsius, because we need to melt the silver. And in this case, as I am using just a torch, regular butane, and the other has butane and propane, I will reach to a certain temperature, but I will show you simple way to higher temperature. Well, okay. I will wait a little. Please ask questions if you want. Well, I think that now can be. Well, this is the one. Actually, it's not bad, but it's not good. But the main thing about this is that if you start stoning it, it will appear different layers, and it can be very, very interesting. Well, and what about the technique? I don't know if it's possible to reach. I think it would need more temperature. But actually, well, all of this is copper with silver. I will show you. You know, now I'm not sure if that foil that I put is silver or not, because it seems to be aluminum. But well, what I wanted to show, you can see that all surface that was oxidated under that layer has silver. So it's very interesting. And the other thing is that it's not very visual, but actually I can see it starting, is that in the borders, in the edge of every mass around the melting eutectic mass, colors start to change, like into green, into turquoise. And this is very, very interesting fact. Perhaps in some sample, look at this. Look at the color in the borders. They are not enamels like they were. Very interesting technique to follow. And well, this case is very, very fits perfectly. Look, all of this enamel surface is not color, it's eutectic mass acting in the glass. So, well, I think that we can break a little. I will, no, not me, Dante will share with all of us a video. We will have a little rest and not 3 minutes, something like this. And then I will continue answering all of your questions. And I hope to remember that I must look to the camera, not to myself in the screen. Well, we are going to meet again in a while. Oxidación, pasado de fuego, revenido. Este es un recurso que en esmalte. Oxidación, pasado de oxidación, pasado de fuego, revenido. Este es un recurso que en esmalte a fuego solemos usar, es muy interesante. Debido a que aquí no hay un uso de color, sino que hay una transformación del color a través de 3 procedimientos, 3 pasos sucesivos, donde lo fundamental siempre es la carga, la temperatura y finalmente el factor más importante, que es nuestra decisión en todo el proceso, cuándo comenzar y cuándo terminar la horneada. De ahí depende la inmensa diversidad de resultados que se pueden obtener a partir de la observación y la decisión. La decisión de la carga, la decisión de la permanencia en el horno, la temperatura en cada una de las etapas y finalmente la decisión de temperatura de revenido, que es lo que nos va a dar el color definitivo a la pieza. La fortuna de los esmaltadores de poder intervenir en los procesos del fuego y tener una decisión. Hola, hola, ¿me escuchas? Do you hear me now? Oh, okay. you collected some questions? Dante? No questions. Okay. If there are no questions, so we can stop here the broadcasting, and we are going to see you soon, I hope. So you can send the last video, and I say goodbye to you, and we are going to meet again in the next one. Bye-bye.
Trust